All right, so let's talk about Mililani Mauka. I have yet to show you what it's really like to live in Mililani. And yes, I'm going to talk about Mililani as a whole, but the specific of this video is to give you what a true sense it is to live in Mililani Mauka. It's special. It's set apart from the rest of the neighborhoods, from the rest of the areas of the island, and you're going to be surrounded with lush vegetation just like this right here. So let's dive into Mililani Mauka. We're central Oahu, and I'll give you the scoops. Okay, so Mililani Mauka is basically the mountain side of Mililani. So when we say Mauka and Makai, Mauka is meaning mountain, Makai is meaning ocean side. So Mililani as a whole was starting to be developed in the 1960s. So after the sugarcane boom, everything was happening, pineapple. Castle and Cooke was developing Mililani Town, but it wasn't until the 1990s that Mililani Mauka was built. So if you're familiar with Koa Ridge, if you're familiar with that development in Waipio, it's very, very similar. And the reason Mililani was such a draw for people is because it's separating you from that town life. So it was curated as a community to be set apart, to be quiet, to be homey, to really feel like a beautiful suburb. And that's exactly what they planned. So I'm going to read off my notes here because there's way too much info about Mililani Mauka. But just to go into this, so Mililani as a city as a whole, right? It was named the only all-American city in all of Hawaii, meaning it's set apart with all of the, I guess, criteria that makes an all-American city. I'd have to Google what those criteria is, but I know it has to do with the planning, with the amenities, with the close proximity to shopping, and all of that is here. And what's great about Mililani as a whole is it really is designed so that you don't have to leave. So we have Home Depot in the shopping center, we have Walmart, we have multiple drugstores, restaurants galore. All the shopping you could need is within 10 to 15 minutes, so you don't have to go to town anymore. And that's the beauty of this side of the island. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about Mililani Mauka, which is the suburb, again, on the Mauka side of H2. So the total population on that side is a lot smaller. It's only 21,000. It's a lot bigger homes, and it's a lot of primarily owner-occupant homes. You're not going to see a ton of renters in Mililani Mauka outside of the rental communities. So when we're talking houses, Castle and Cooke, right? Construction began in the 1990s and finished in 2007. So there's nothing newer than a 2007 build in Mililani Mauka. So think about that too. In the year 2024, majority of these homes are coming up on their 20 and 30-year mark. So you're gonna see a little bit of aging. A lot of it is just surface material upgrades needed. So we're not asking for like a complete gut job, but maybe some new flooring, maybe upgraded kitchens and bathrooms. But the structure of the home is still very solid and feels really clean and well taken care of. So as I was continuing, it started to rain on us, which is a great example of the weather climate in Mililani. So we are up higher in elevation. Like I said, we're in the middle of the island. If we show the map, we're right by Wahiwa and Waipio, and it rains pretty often, like not downpour per se, but definitely a sprinkling of showers at least once a day. And that's what keeps everything so lush and green and just beautiful. You don't have to water your grass in Mililani. So today's a rainier day than usual. It's been raining all morning, but we're doing the best. And I think it's a good example to show you what weather really looks like in Hawaii, because up until this point, we've only shown you sunny, beautiful days, and this is more reality. One of the things when I was researching about Mililani Mauka has to do with something very, very unique. So one of the most important things I found was that if it stood alone, like let's say this suburb was separated from the Mililani city, it would actually be the #1 Hawaii town for home value appreciation over the last 10 years. So let that sink in. If Mililani Mauka was set apart, not just Mililani as a whole, it would be the #1 city, if it was a city, to appreciate over the last 10 years. So its property value has gone up way significantly higher than any other suburb in the state of Hawaii, not just on Oahu, the state as a whole. That is huge. That is a huge fact. And I think when I'm reflecting on what that means, again, pride of home ownership, it means pride of community, There's so many amenities and things that just feel good. They've really done that with a purpose. So that also means that you have to pay a pretty penny to get into Mililani Mauka, right? So we did a home tour with a 1.26 home. You're gonna see it's pretty original condition, right? If you want something that's move-in ready and it's 2024 condition, it's gonna be closer to that 1.5, 1.6 mark. But again, your home is gonna continue to appreciate in value over time. That's where you make your money in Hawaii. It's an appreciation market. And so the longer you can hold something, the better it's gonna be. But these homes, when they first started selling, they were in the 600,000, 700,000, and now they've doubled in price in those 10 to 15 years, which is just amazing and goes to show you the power of real estate here in Hawaii. So let's talk a little bit about the Mililani Town Association. So that's one of the biggest draws for people when they move to Mililani is the amenities included. So everyone in Mililani pays a recreation fee, an association fee. I believe it's about $50 a month, but that gets you access to all 7 of the recreation centers created by Castle and Cook. Those centers create a lot of activities and a lot of opportunities for families to get involved with. So we popped into one, into Rec Center 7. It has a pool. It has tons of cabanas and barbecue areas. It has a playground. It has a party room. It has the gym. It has like an internet cafe. It has a coffee shop. There's so many things for kids to do after school. That's like free to them basically, or you pay the $50 a month, right? The pool access, again, for a lot of other communities, that'll cost you over $100 a month to get pool access, but in Mililani, you can get that for just your $50. So it just is one of those extra layers. And when I'm comparing, Mililani Mauka versus Mililani Town, Mililani Mauka just feels more pristine for whatever reason. And I think it's because it is newer, obviously, than the 60s and Mililani Town side, but there's just something about it. It's a little bit grander. The streets feel a little bit wider. It just feels good. That's like the best way to describe it. So where are we today, right? Like right now as we film this, I'm actually not in Mililani Mauka anymore. We transported all over. We're in a place called Launani Valley. So people know Mililani Town, Mililani Mauka very often, but they don't hear about where we are right now. So this is the last exit as you head towards Wahiwa. It's right across from the airfield base, but it's this little tucked away valley down underneath the freeway side. And there's actually a stream of water going through here as it's raining right now. There's these parks that are all part of this area. Again, it's lush, it's green. You're in this valley between hills, and it's a little nook of very affordable priced homes. So along the way, we have multiple developments that are all condos ranging from $475 up to $650 in price, very affordable and especially military friendly. And then we have a single family neighborhood at the very end of the road. It's going to range from like $850 up to 1.1 depending on the size and the condition of the home. But again, you're tucked away. It's super quiet. Obviously, I'm on a busy road. It's a little bit loud, but when you're in these homes, it feels like you're in a rainforest in a really great way. And it's a lot cooler here. As we were driving through, the videographer said, it feels like we're in Seattle, because it does. It's very green, and we've got like our Hawaiian pine trees, right? It's just a different vibe and something very unique that not a lot of people know is right here. Okay, so to wrap this up for Mililani Mauka specifically, I mean, definitely we're gonna throw up the map for you at different points of this video so you can kind of get a visual reference of where this is on the island, the different things available to you here, realizing you're gonna pay a little bit more of a premium to live in this neighborhood, but it's for good cause. Again, the amenities, the access to schools, the quality of life is just a step above the rest of Mililani and the overall central area. So if you guys have questions specifically, if you wanna see a list of homes in this area, I'm happy to share them with you. And share this with a friend. I think it doesn't get enough credit for what it's worth, but Mililani Mauka is by far one of the best neighborhoods on Oahu, and I would love to show you around. I will see you next week.